Hello everyone and welcome to this class. In this class we will be taking a look at the treble and bass staff. We've been studying the treble and bass staff before now, but today we want to compare both of them. We want to look at both of them side by side. So at the end of this lesson, pupils should be able to identify both the treble and bass staves. They should be able to identify the lines and spaces on the treble staff as well as the bass staff. So what we have here on screen is the treble staff. This is the treble staff. The treble staff is a combination of two items. Before you can make a treble staff, you have to put two things together, okay? And the first one is the treble clef, also known as the G clef. Here is the treble clef. Another name for the treble clef is the G clef. The second item is a staff. And this is what a staff looks like. By the time you add this treble clef to the staff, the result then will be a treble staff right here. So I have a quick quiz. The treble staff is the combination of two items, if you remember. Okay, and here's a clue for you. Okay, do you remember those two items? It's a combination of the treble clef and a staff. Another quiz. The treble clef is also known as the dash clef. If you were listening, you would have known that the treble clef right here is also known as the G clef. Now the treble clef, when added to a staff, tells us the name of the first line is E. I hope you remember that we count the lines and spaces of the staff from the bottom to the top. So if I have a clef right there coming in, you see that first line below is E, and that's exactly what the treble clef tells us. Because that first line is E, the other lines will continue from E and go on to G, B, D, and F. A simple reminder for all these lines would be every good boy deserves favor. Okay? And here you see that treble clef coming in, the first line being E for every, the second line being G for good, the third line being B for boy, fourth line being deserves, D for deserves, and finally we have the fifth line as F for favor. Every good boy deserves favor. E, G, B, D, F. The spaces of the treble staff are A, C, I meant to say F, A, C, and E, okay? So the spaces of the treble staff are F, A, C, and E. If you look at those alphabets, they form the word face. Or another way of remembering is to simply say Father Abraham cooks eggs. So if we take a look at this now, you see the treble clef coming in. The first space is F for father. The next one is A for Abraham. The next one is C for cooks. And finally we have E for eggs. Okay, Father Abraham cooks eggs. F, A, C, E. A simple reminder, I have a quick quiz here. A simple reminder for the lines of the treble staff is, okay, so those are the lines of the treble staff. And the reminder will go how every good boy deserves favor. How about for the spaces? A reminder for the spaces. Of course, we know that the spaces will go F, A, C, E, but how do we remember those? It should give us Father Abraham cooks eggs, okay? Now all the notes on the treble staff are then as follows: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then F. In summary, the lines of the treble staff are E, G, B, D, and F. And the reminder for this is every good boy deserves favor. And the spaces of the treble staff are F, A, C, and E. Of course, a reminder for this, like we already said, will be Father Abraham cooks eggs. Okay? Now let's go on to take a look at the bass staff. By the way, this is a summary of everything about the treble staff. Here I have the lines of the treble staff. And a reminder for that is every good boy deserves favor. The lines are E, G, B, D, and F. And for the spaces, I have Father Abraham cooks eggs right there, F, A, C, and E. So let's take a quick look then at the base staff. What you see on the screen now is the base staff. As you can see, that clef has changed. That is the base staff. The base staff is also a combination of two items, okay? The first item is the bass clef, also known as the F clef, okay? I'm sorry about that. The first item is the bass clef, also known as the F clef. And here you can see the bass clef right there. Alternatively, you can call this the F clef. The second item is the staff. You have to add it to a staff. Now, when you add this bass clef to a staff right here, what you will get will be the bass staff, okay? Quick quiz. The bass staff is the combination of dash, two items if you remember. And here's a clue for you. And if you read this clue closely, you will know that the answer is the bass clef and a staff. Another quiz. The bass clef is also known as the dash clef. This is the bass clef right here. Another name for it is the F clef. The bass clef, going on with the class now, the bass clef when added to a staff tells us the name of the first line is G. If you remember with the treble staff, the first line was E. But now, because it is the bass clef, that line changes to a G, okay? And as you can see, that's the bass clef coming in, and the first line becomes a G. So because the first line is G, the other lines will go on to give us B, D, F, and A, okay? So you see the first line is G, the next one is B, followed by D, and the next one here is F, and finally we have an A right there, okay? A simple reminder for all these alphabets will be good boys deserve favor always. G, B, D, F, A. Good boys deserve favor always. And for the spaces will go A, C, E, and G, okay? As you can see here, we have A, the next one is C, the next space is E, and finally the final space right here is a G. A simple reminder for this will be all cows eat grass. A, C, E, G, all cows eat grass. Quick quiz. A simple reminder for the lines of the bass staff will be what? Here we see that as a clue. That will give us good boys deserve favor always. How do we then remember the spaces of the bass staff? Again, we have a clue here, A, C, E, G. To remember that, all we need to know is all cows eat grass, okay? So all the notes on the bass staff will then be as follows: G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then A, okay? So in summary, the lines of the bass staff are G, B, D, F, and A. And a reminder for this will be good boys deserve favor always. The spaces of the bass staff will be A, C, E, and G. And a reminder for this will be all cows eat grass. And in summary, we have that here again. The lines of the bass staff will be good boys deserve favor always. And you can see those alphabets down here. Same thing with the spaces, all cows eat grass, and we have the alphabets down here. Hope you had fun in this class. See you in the next one. Bye everyone.